I flew all the way to Belgium for one reason, and it's probably not what you think. We're in Antwerp, a city that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale. But behind all this beautiful architecture is something insane. This single city controls over 80% of the entire world's rough diamonds. That's billions and billions of dollars passing through a few city blocks. So today, we're going to expose what's really going on here. I'm going to show you the secret district where all this money flows, and we're going to see if this city is really as crazy as it sounds. So, buckle up. Because for the next 10 minutes, we are going to explore the city that literally holds the world's wealth in its hands. Alright, check this out. We are standing just outside the Antwerp Diamond District. What I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. Over 80% of all the rough diamonds in the world are traded right here. In this 1 square mile area, 4 out of every 5 diamonds dug up from the ground come through these streets. Africa, Canada, Russia. The amount of money and value concentrated here is insane. It's the Super Bowl of shiny rocks, and it happens here every single day. So why here? It all started over 500 years ago. Antwerp was a major port in the 15th century. Lodewijk van Berken invented the scythe, a polishing wheel. That invention changed everything. It let cutters make the sparkling, multifaceted gems we know today. Suddenly, everyone wanted diamonds cut in Antwerp. The city's craftsmanship reputation exploded. The trade was passed down through generations. Families built diamond empires here. For centuries, Antwerp's Jewish community was at the industry's heart. If you wanted to be in the diamond business, you had to be in Antwerp. It became the global center for everything related to diamonds, sourcing rough stones, cutting, polishing the final product. Today, the Diamant Quartier is a fortress. Cameras everywhere, security guards, bollards to stop cars. Inside, thousands of diamond companies, 4 trading exchanges, countless workshops. You can't walk in off the street. It's built on trust and reputation. You have to know someone to get in. Walking through these streets feels surreal. You can feel the history and value. The buildings look plain outside, but behind those doors, deals worth millions happen with a handshake. People from around the world are here to do business. India, Israel, Russia, America. Imagine a rough diamond is mined in Botswana. It's shipped to Antwerp. It might go to India to be cut and polished. Then it returns to Antwerp for certification. Finally sold to a jewelry company in New York. From dusty African mines to fancy Fifth Avenue jewelry stores, almost every diamond makes a stop here. Antwerp is the central processing unit of the diamond world. The wealth concentrated here is staggering, tens of billions on any given day. Quiet and unassuming outside, one of the planet's most powerful economic centers inside. Okay, we just left the Diamond District. Now we're inside what has to be one of the most beautiful train stations in the world. This is Antwerp Central Station, or Antwerp Central. Forget what you think about train stations. This place is on another level. It doesn't feel like a place you go to catch a train. It feels like a grand cathedral, or a royal palace. The scale is breathtaking. It's often called the Railway Cathedral for a reason. Look up. The main hall has this massive iron and glass dome. It soars over 75 meters high. It lets in so much natural light. The architecture is an incredible mix of styles. It was built at the turn of the 20th century to make a statement. Everywhere you look, there's another amazing detail. Intricate stone carvings, marble floors, and this huge ornate clock that looks like it belongs in a museum. The grand staircase leading up to the main hall is straight out of a movie. You could imagine a princess walking down these stairs. It's so over the top and beautiful that you almost forget people are rushing around. Trains to Paris or Amsterdam are leaving while tourists stare. It's a perfect clash of chaos and beauty. What's really cool is how they modernized it without ruining the historic feel. The tracks are on multiple levels, stacked on top of each other. The platforms for high-speed trains are deep underground, but light from the main hall still filters all the way down. It's an engineering marvel. They preserved this historic masterpiece while turning it into a super efficient transport hub. Most cities would have torn the building down. Here they embraced it. After being blown away by the train station, we've now walked over to this street, which is called the Meir. This is the main artery of Antwerp, the most famous and busiest shopping street in the entire country of Belgium. It's a massive pedestrian-only zone, and it is packed with people. The energy here is completely different from the quiet, serious vibe of the Diamond District. This is where the city comes to life, to shop, to eat, to just hang out. It's buzzing with activity. What's immediately striking about the Meir is the architecture. You're not just walking past generic, modern storefronts. 18th century buildings, 19th century buildings, Zara, H&M. It's this wild contrast of high street fashion and high-end architecture. One of the most famous buildings on the street is the Stadsfeestzaal, the City Festival Hall. It was a historic festival hall that burned down but was beautifully restored and turned into a luxury shopping center. We have to go inside. Look at this. The ceiling is a massive glass dome, and the whole place is decorated with gold leaf. You can shop for clothes right underneath these huge ornate balconies and mosaics. This street has a ton of history. It was once the place where the wealthiest families in Antwerp built their homes. Napoleon Bonaparte even bought a palace here, which is now a famous chocolate shop called the Chocolate Line. We're definitely going in there later. The atmosphere here is just electric. You hear dozens of different languages being spoken. It shows you that Antwerp is not just a business city for diamonds. It's a major European destination for culture and shopping as well. It's a shopper's paradise and a central part of the city's identity. Chapter 4. We've moved away from the busy shopping street, and now we're in a much quieter, more artistic part of the city. We're standing in front of this statue. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a statue, what's the big deal? But this guy is actually super important to the history of Antwerp. This is a statue of David Teniers the Younger, and he was a massive deal back in the 17th century. He was a painter, and not just any painter. He was one of the most famous and productive artists of his time. David Teniers was part of the Antwerp school, Peter Paul Rubens, Anthony van Dyck. The 17th century was Antwerp's golden age for art. He wasn't just a painter. He was also the court painter for the ruler of the Spanish Netherlands and was a curator for a massive art collection. He was instrumental in founding the Antwerp Royal Academy of Fine Arts. The statue shows him with palette and brushes, looking thoughtful. The square is named Teniersplatz. It's not just about diamonds and trade. Art is everywhere in Antwerp, a symbol of civic pride and a legacy as valuable as the gems. Chapter 5. Okay, so we've seen the diamonds, the architecture, and the art. The first thing we noticed is how everyone here is incredibly good at biking. They bike everywhere, through these narrow cobblestone streets, with groceries, with kids on the back, while talking on the phone. It is next-level biking. So naturally we had to try it. It was a complete disaster. We were wobbling all over the place, terrified of the trams. And I think I accidentally cut off at least 5 very patient locals who just gave me this look of polite confusion. They glide through the city like they were born on 2 wheels. It was hilarious and slightly embarrassing. Another thing is the food, specifically the fries. They call them frietjes here, and it is a serious religion. You don't just get ketchup. We went to a famous fritkot, and the menu of sauces was an entire wall. There were like 30 different kinds. I picked Andalus, kind of spicy, kind of tangy, and absolutely amazing. The locals order their sauce with such confidence. It's a skill I have yet to master. The main language here is Dutch, but it's a specific dialect. I tried dank you well. The shopkeeper smiled and replied in perfect English. At a market, an older lady just started handing us samples and explaining cheeses, and which beer to pair them with. People are reserved but direct and genuinely kind. Someone even walked with us 2 blocks to make sure we found our street. So that was Antwerp. We came here to expose the secrets of the world's diamond capital, and what we found was so much more. Yes, 80% of the world's diamonds flow through here, mind-blowing, and the high-security district is surreal. But the diamonds are just one facet. It's a perfect blend of old-world grandeur and modern life. This city is far more brilliant and multifaceted than any diamond it trades. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Subscribe, because we have so many more adventures like this coming soon.